Welcome DIYers, non-DIYers, and DIY enthusiasts to the Crafty Nana channel. Come along with me as I show you how I transform these Easter signs into a display piece that can be used as a centerpiece for your table or as a complement to any area you plan on styling for the Easter holiday. To transform these signs, you will need the following supplies: paint and glitter, air-dried clay, and a mold of your choice. I'm using a flower mold, the same one that I used in my Valentine tiered tray video, a ruler, utility knife, scissors, and bling wrap. Let's begin. Turn the sign over. Remove the ribbon and staples from the eggs. Simply by pulling the ribbon up, the staples should come out. You can also use your utility knife to help take the staples out if they don't come out once you pull up on the ribbon. Now that I have the eggs, I'm going to use sandpaper to remove some of the glitter. I'm removing the glitter to make it easier to paint the eggs. I want to be able to create a nice flat surface. I'm also sanding the back to smooth out the staple holes. On to the painting. I was going to paint the eggs a champagne white. When I began painting, the color wasn't covering the existing colors of the eggs. I pushed it to the side and then applied an acrylic white paint to the front and back of the eggs. The coverage was good, but I wasn't happy with the color. So off camera, I painted over the eggs with an antique white. Once the front of the eggs were dry, I flipped them over. Prior to painting the back of the eggs, I needed to cut one of them down the middle. I know most of you can eyeball the center. I decided to follow the carpenter rules. Measure twice, cut once. That way I know that I have my line exactly down the middle. I used my utility knife to score the center of my egg. I ran the knife down the center a few times. Once the egg was cut enough to bend, I used the utility knife to cut the paper that was laid on top of the front. Now my egg is cut in half into two separate pieces. I'm now painting the back of the egg with the antique white. I only needed one coat because this paint went on nice and thick. It had great coverage. As I stated previously, I'm terrible at eyeballing the middle of things. So I'm using my ruler to figure out where to glue the first half of my egg to. I'm using fix-all glue to adhere the half to the egg. I'm applying pieces of painter's tape to hold the half in place while the glue dries. Using hot glue is quicker, but the fix-all is much cleaner. Now that the first half is good, I get to do it all over again for the second half. Place glue on the bottom side of the half. Place it on the egg. Use blue painter's tape to hold the half in place. And then we'll proceed to the next step. I'm adding gold bling wrap to the outer edges of my three-dimensional egg. The wrap is 2 strands, so I'm cutting the wrap down the middle to make it into a single strand. Now that the 2 strands are separated, I'm using fix-all glue to adhere the string to the outer edges of the egg. I'm gently patting and tweaking the placement of the strand as I go along. By the way, I solicit the help of my painter tape roll to serve as a stand for my egg while I'm working on it. If you noticed, I'm also using a wooden skewer to pat the strand in place. Using the skewer helps to prevent the glue from spilling over the sides and helps to keep my fingers clean. Once the bling was added, my egg looked like it needed a little something else. I made some rosettes using a silicone mold and air-dry clay. I'm glistening the rosettes up with fine rose gold glitter. I brushed each one with Mod Podge and sprinkled on the glitter. I allowed the rosettes to sit and dry for a couple of hours. As the rosettes are drying, I'm using a pencil and yellow paint to create some decorative swirls on each of the white sides of the egg. Now that all of my swirls are in place, I'm randomly gluing rosettes within the swirls. I mistakenly added too much Fix-All to a couple of rosettes, so I used some tape to hold them in place until they dried. I'm apologizing up front for the next part of this video. It's not my best capture. Anyway, I decided to add some pink and yellow gemstones throughout the egg. I can't wait for you to see how it turned out. I feel it gives my egg a Fabergé look. When you can see it, let me know, what do you think? I'm using some Fix-All glue on the back of the gems and then applying it or placing it within each of my swirls. To ensure my egg will be able to stand on its own, I'm gluing it to some floral foam. And what's floral foam without florals? I had some faux eucalyptus with some florals I had laying around. I glued the egg to the foam, stuck the flowers in, and in a few seconds, you'll see how it turned out. Normally, I style my piece when I'm done. This time I'm making an exception because my three-dimensional egg will be on display in an upcoming video. I'm Crafty Nana. Thank you for taking some time out to watch my video. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome, and I hope you will come back. If you enjoyed my video, please click like. If you want to get notified when my next video is available, please subscribe and click the notification bell. If you know someone who likes these kind of videos, please share. Thank you for your support. And remember to add a touch of love to each crafted piece.